talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are back after a much needed week of R&R. Podcasting is serious business, Sammy. How you doing, my friend? I just got off the fucking jet, by the way, motherfuckers. I know it's been a week. We took a week off without saying we were going to do it, and we also did it in, like, the hottest. It's so, like, probably the week that people listen to basketball podcasts the most is, like, free agency, if it's not the finals. And, yeah, should we have maybe waited till later in the summer? Yeah, but guess what?
No,
Suck
this is
our
better,
dicks.
dude. This is better,
Suck
dude.
my
Because
dick.
you know
I
what?
was on a beach on mushrooms.
It was the end of the season. I was getting burnt out, and now it's been a while since I've been like salivating. Where
It's
I've been, like,
true. I've got chomping
shit
at
to
the bit.
say.
Yeah.
You know, well, the Knicks made some weird moves, but I got to open, and you can do whatever the fuck you want after. I got to open by shouting out my boy Julius Randle for taking less money than he could have. That's
No,
a
he
guy.
didn't.
Yeah, dude. He could have gotten paid more than that.
Next year, he could have gotten paid. more
Yeah,
than that.
exactly. But he did this now so we could have flexibility in the future. That was a team first move.
All right, either that or he was like, "Shit, I'm never making fucking second team All NBA ever again in my life. I better cash in right the fuck now."
If he had even close to the year he had this year, even close, and I mean statistically, not even
Yeah,
All NBA,
sure.
he's getting more money than this. So we salute you, Julius. We're
All
grateful
right,
for
that's
this.
a nice little spin. I think it's a nice move for every. It's fine. It's fine, right? He's making about what, $30 million a year, which is good.
A little
Solid.
less.
A little less starting, and it'll end at $30 million.
Yeah.
But that's a solid deal. Look, if the guy can produce like that, fuck it. Who cares? And the
If
cap
he can
going
produce
up,
like that, it's a great deal.
Sure, that's true.
And then we got some other.
Do we want to talk about the Knicks first? We might as
let's
well.
Let's open. I'm rolling. So
Let's open. Sam, I love it. I love it. There's some vim and vinegar. What's the phrase? And you're full of piss and vinegar right now, motherfucker. Let's hear it. Let's fucking hear it, because I got a lot to say about what the Knicks did.
Do I love the Evan Fournier move? No. I have to be honest.
It stinks.
It does. Well, let me finish.
It fucking stinks.
Let me. It's too much money. Is my problem.
Way too much money.
Way too much money. Here's the only good thing: there's a team option at the end, so we don't have to pay that fourth year.
The 4 years is a fucking team option. It'd be different. If
Right.
It was,
Okay, but look, Fournier. Is he an upgrade from Bullock? Absolutely. He was a 19
but not
point
at
a
the
game.
money. Not at that fucking money. I'd rather have Reggie at $10 million a year for sure. He signed for $10 million a year with Dallas, and Fournier's what was the fucking Fournier deal? $80 million over 4 years.
A shade under, basically the same what Tim Hardaway got. And is he as good as Hardaway? I think you got to say yeah.
By the way, Hardaway's contract he signed with Dallas,
The same as the Knicks.
The same as the Knicks.
I know. You think I don't fucking know this shit? Let me tell you something. Fournier's the least favorite deal we made. I like signing Alec Burks back. He is a great off the bench guy. I like signing Derrick Rose back, and I like bringing back Nerlens.
Here's the home run, in my opinion, is the Kemba deal for $8 million. What's probably going to end up to be $8 million a year. Great. That's a home run swing.
He sacrificed $20 million with the Thunder with the buyout. Kemba Walker
That's humongous. He's probably hurt. I get that he's probably hurt. But I still think it's worth the gamble when you're the Knicks. He's got the fucking coming home narrative. He's gonna try hard. He's the kind of scorer we'd need ideally if he can do it. Now, is it a little scary that the Thunder were like, okay, well, the Thunder who just like figure out a way to get value out of every guy, who rehabilitate everybody? Is it a little scary that they're like, you know what, fuck it, we'll just take the buyout? Maybe they know a little something about his knees that we don't, but at the same time, at $8 million a year, that's
you got to take that risk.
That
and now we have a rotation of we basically with injuries, Derrick Rose and Kemba are like one full point guard. So you put them together. but you know what? Derrick Rose was our best player in the playoffs last year. He can still hoop. If he's our sixth man, he's probably the best sixth man in the NBA, dude. I mean, he's a great sixth man. Kemba starts.
What is he? 34.
Now look, we lost Elfrid Payton.
D-Rose.
D-Rose is 32.
32.
He's got 3 more years. I love it. And then and then Elfrid Payton, who we lost to the Suns. Look, Elfrid was dog shit. He was dog shit. Great defensive player, dreadful offensive player. We sacrifice. Kemba's the exact opposite. Kemba's a very good. Here's the thing: we lack scoring in the postseason. We realized that we couldn't put up buckets. We just added Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, 2 guys who can shoot threes. We spread the floor for Julius and RJ, who did not have a floor that was spread before. We bring back a healthy Mitchell Robinson this year for this year. If we love him, we love him. We pay him. If we don't, he's trade bait. So we bring back Nerlens, who I love. Nerlens, give this motherfucker a full year. Put him in the weight room.
Okay.
Let him add some fucking muscle.
Go ahead.
And then, yeah, I think the Knicks, are we a better team than last year? Hell yeah, we are. Hell yeah, we are.
Okay.
Can we win the offseason? No. But are we a better team than last year? Yeah, we are.
Here's what I don't understand about this offseason. And yes, the offense, sure, absolutely this team has a lot more offensive firepower. But every deal except for Kemba's was just a little too high. The money was just a little too high in my opinion. It's just, and they're 3-year deals, or there's an option on some of the end of them, but it's like, not only are they a little too high, I think you overpaid Burks a little bit. I think you overpaid. Listen, I love Nerlens, but $10 million a year centers are not like it. Just that's not where you want to be. That's not. You don't want to be paying a guy like that. And also, by the way,
he is a rim protector. If we have a healthy Nerlens and a healthy Mitchell, our rim protection's insane next year.
Okay, well, Mitchell, by the way, I mean, you talked about it a little bit, maybe he's trade bait, whatever, but it's like, what they're doing with Mitchell is he's probably not going to be around because they pick up that $1.8 million, whatever the fuck, option they have on him, which makes him an unrestricted free agent next year, which probably means he's not coming back. I mean, the Knicks kind of did him dirty, and they pay.
Let's see if he can stay healthy for a full year before we pay him.
Okay, but Nerlens, I mean, couldn't you say the same of Nerlens up until basically this year? And he wasn't even healthy the whole time. I just think the Nerlens Noel contract, and even listen, the Alec Burks contract is a little much.
I watched every game, and Nerlens Noel, in the time he played, his numbers were insane on defense. He was over 2 blocks and over a steal a game. He's the only guy in the NBA to do that.
My thing is the Knicks should have kept cap space open for next year. If I were the Knicks, I either make these a little bit more expensive 1-year deals, right? Like, fuck it. We have the cap space now. Pay him a little more, especially when you're giving Fournier all that fucking... That's the biggest sin of all of this.
Well, you never know, dude. There might be a disgruntled star at the deadline, and now we have guys locked in.
But nobody want... You think the fucking Blazers want 3 years of Evan Fournier or fucking 3 years of fucking... And listen, I love of Nerlens or at 11, whatever it is, $11 million a year or whatever the fuck.
Let's just be patient. I think this is baby steps. The Knicks used to take home run swings on the wrong guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, it's just my fucking piece of shit computer.
My point that I'm making is that the Knicks used to take home run swings on the wrong guys. We took a lot of singles here, and we got better. We have good youth. We have our draft picks. Quickly is going to have a breakout season. RJ is going to have a breakout season. And I think Obi Toppin is going to surprise some people this year, too. So we got all that going on. Did you see Jericho Sims in his first Summer League game?
I didn't. I haven't seen Summer League
Brother,
yet.
This guy is the second highest vertical in the draft. This guy is a monster. He looks like Mitchell. Watch a game. This guy is... Some of the dunks he was throwing down, we got good young players.
We got it. You're already talking about fucking Summer League. Okay, look, Nerlens Noel, $10.5 million a year, the average salary is a little too high for me for 3 years. No one wants that fucking deal. Alec Burks, listen, I like Alec Burks. I just think, listen, Leon Rose could have negotiated a little better, in my opinion. Either make these fatter 1-year deals to keep your cap space, or the best thing you could have done is the 1 year with the team option, the 2-year deal with the team option.
Alec Burks is a very efficient player, and
good shooter. Listen, more shooting. I get that. I'm not saying we lose Burks. I'm just saying, you could have gotten these guys for a little more, for a little less. I mean,
we have an actual creator on the floor now. You have Rose or Kemba on the floor. You have open looks to Fournier and to Burks. I mean, you play that second unit even. That's kind of nice right there. I think.
I just think. It was a little too much money for I guess, backup center, or maybe it's your starting center. I don't know. It's still, that's still a little too much money for somebody who's on the whole kind of an unproven player. I know he had great per minute stats last year, but 3 years at $10 million in a league where centers, you could get a center for less than $10 million pretty easily. That approximates what Nerlens does. And listen, I know Reggie had his faults. Obviously, he couldn't when it came down to like that Hawks series. He really couldn't do anything to Trae Young. But
I'll miss Reggie Bullock.
I think that skill set is a lot more valuable, and he got the same contract as Nerlens Noel when he signed with the Mavericks. And to me, you keep a guy like Reggie.
We have so many guards, though, dude.
You don't have 3-and-D guards, though. You don't have guys that can play fucking defense and aren't a zero on offense. RJ's a forward. Come on.
RJ's like a 2-3. He's a swing.
Okay, but at the same time, and that's that. Now that brings me to my other point, which is, listen. Okay, let's take the rosiest.
Defensively, we took a step back.
Huge step back, and that was the whole identity of the team, and that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, but the identity won't change when your best player, Julius Randle, keeps playing D. That was a problem with the Knicks when we had Melo. When your best player doesn't play D, the rest of the guys don't give a shit.
Hold on. It's not like Julius is a fucking transcendent defensive player.
No,
He's a
but he
solid
plays his
player.
fucking heart out on defense. He plays hard.
Is Evan Fournier going to play his heart out? Is Kemba Walker without one of his knees going to play his heart out?
If he doesn't fucking play, he's on the bench.
Okay, well, you fucking paid the guy $80 million. So
I didn't pay shit. I didn't like that.
And by the way, that's more money than fucking Mike Conley got. That's more money than a lot of motherfuckers got. More money.
No, but Mike Conley was on 3 years. This is a 4-year deal, so don't fucking.
What's the per? I think it's. I don't know.
This is like 357 or something. If we cut him for the 4th year.
Well, I mean, look. Either way, I think it's.
He didn't get more. Mike Conley did not get more
per
money
year. He might have.
No, he didn't. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Lonzo, I think, got less money money than.
That's not true. Wrong again.
I don't believe I am, my friend. At least on that one, they're both 4-year deals.
Lonzo Ball, let's see. And let me tell you something. Everyone's celebrating the fucking tampering Bulls and fucking Heat. Tampering ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, I would like to see some fucking. The fucking Bucks got fucked. Still were NBA champions, by the way. Yeah, I would like to see the Miami
You're incorrect. Lonzo Ball's 4 years, $85 million.
Oh, okay.
So you're incorrect.
You got me there.
And guess what? Kyle Lowry is 3 years, 90.
I would have rather had it than Evan Fournier.
Dude, he is a little. I love Kyle, but we got Kemba and Rose. That's a nice point, and we got Young quickly, who might run some point too. So
4 years, even with a team option, is too much at that number for Evan Fournier. But
listen, you have to look at it as 3 years, 57, which again I don't like, but it's better than 4 years, 78 or whatever.
Fournier is a $20 million man. Is tough for me,
dude. Listen, he averaged 19 a game. He can create a little bit. Offensively, he gives us some firepower. I think he's got a lot of similarities to Bogdanovich.
Which one?
The one you fucking wanted on the Bucks.
No, he's better. Come on, Bogey's better.
Why don't you look at Fournier's stats? Why don't you look at Fournier's stats?
He's a good shooter. I get it, but I just think he's just going to be tough.
He's a 40% three-point shooter who averaged 19 a game.
Hey, he was exactly the shot in the arm the Celtics needed fucking last season.
Speaking of shot in the arm, this motherfucker had COVID. Okay, so why don't you get off his case? All the Celtics had COVID, so if we're going by that, then okay. And let me tell you something, too. I don't think the Heat are as good as everyone's sucking them off to be.
Okay. Well, they did a weird move where
90 mil to Duncan?
That's a lot of money to him. Listen, Jimmy Butler signed for the absolute max. That's a lot of money for a guy who's played for Tom Thibodeau for a lot of his career.
That's a worse contract than Julius.
Ah, jeez, I don't know. I don't know that I can go with you there. Are you fucking
kidding me? You want to pay him an extra 50 on look at the numbers.
When he's 35?
Yeah, Randall's younger. Randall had a much better season this year.
You are really putting a lot of stock into 1 year, where Jimmy Butler has had a whole career out of continuing to improve, who went to the finals, and he had some insane games, even though it's they're bubble frauds. I get it.
A lot of defensive-minded guards get better after 31. You're right.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of fucking inefficient forwards that have one good shooting season keep that up forever. We've seen this a lot.
It wasn't just shooting. You know, the guy had fucking 6 assists a game, 10 rebounds. The fact that you're reducing this to what it is shows that your ineptitude as a basketball analyst. and your hatred for New York sports, brother. Let me tell you another thing. The Knicks, I don't love the Fournier
that
deal.
last year is going to be tough for the Butler thing, possibly. But look, you got to. I mean, you got to fuck it. You got to do
Fournier,
that.
I don't like it. He is a good offensive player, and if we get France Fournier, motherfucker, if we get a little bit of French Fournier,
French Fournier would be nice.
Dude,
I just listen.
Fucking give me some positive energy. I need it.
If listen, here's my biggest issue with Fournier. You got to choose either you're bald or you're not, Evan. All right, and you got to have the hair. If you're gonna have the hair, then don't try and hide it. But he tries to hide that he's not. Either shave it off or grow a weird fucked up haircut.
Okay, so Ginobili's not cool?
Ginobili's cool because he let it fucking hang, bro. He wasn't ashamed of who he was. He let it. Evan Fournier's doing like this weird comb overs. He's getting fucking. He's getting like like hair plugs and shit that are going wrong all the time.
You know what, man? I have no objection to a motherfucker living a lie in New York, brother. Come to our city and embrace the delusions that make us great.
Okay, you want some positivity? I got some positivity for you. I haven't watched any summer league, but our summer league coach's name, you know what his name is? Assistant coach?
What is it?
Dice Yoshimoto. That's one of the fucking coolest names I've ever heard.
It's a good chef name.
Dice Yoshimoto.
Motherfucker works at Benihana or some shit.
Dude, yeah, dude. That's a great gangster name, dude. The nice thing about a gangster name is you want some kind of object, and then you want it to be like a fucking an ethnic name. You want like fucking. You want Dice Yoshimoto. You want like fucking Tire Iron O'Flanahan or whatever the fuck. You want like you want fucking Bootstraps, Petruzio or some shit like that. Really, really solid names. And
and Jonathan Wasserman, our boy, ranked the Knicks the 4th best summer league team. Like our young guys, that means our young guys are fucking good.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna watch a little more summer league. I was in Greece. I was fucking taking in the Rays.
Did you see my man Quickly's numbers today in summer league? 32 points.
I did not see
30. He dropped 32, man.
So look, there's a lot of stuff to talk
20.
about. There's a lot of stuff to talk about across the fucking NBA. Obviously, we're gonna start with the Knicks, and let me just say, by the way, this is the kind of show that we have here for you, Sam. You know what I did on my flight home from Greece today? Just hours
read NBA articles.
I read NBA articles, but I did some fucking personal research, something that's not available anywhere else. I looked up every summer league coach's name to see if we have the coolest summer league coach's name. Okay, so you want to hear them? Should we go through them real fast and we can decide?
Quick, yeah, because I want to talk about the Bulls and I want to talk about the other teams too.
Of course. We got Matt Hill, bullshit. Joe Mazzulla, bullshit. Jordan Ott, bullshit. Here's where it gets kind of good. Charlotte, Dutch Gately, pretty good.
That's a damn
Dutch
good name.
is fucking good, dude. That Damian Cotter, no thanks. Cleveland's coach, JJ Outlaw. That is fucking strong. JJ Outlaw's really strong. Greg St. Jean for Dallas, pretty funny. Detroit, JD Dubois.
I like that. That's a motherfucker who drinks a julep and's got some outdated opinions. I want to drink with that guy.
Listen, he's really polite. He's really nice at lunch, but then after dinner drinks, don't get him talking about what he thinks about the wall. All right.
he says something racist, but he says it after having an aperitif. Yeah. The motherfucker's fun.
Jeremy Castleberry.
That's a fun one.
Darko Rajakovic, Memphis.
That's fun. Yeah.
Dice Yoshimoto, of course.
That's in the lead.
Okay. Here's one that's fucking ridiculous. Portland's coach is named Roy Rogers.
There was an NBA player named, wasn't there an NBA?
Rogers is a fucking fast food restaurant. It would be like having a guy named Ronald McDonald coaching your summer league team.
There was Roy Rogers. He's an NBA player. He played for the Celtics. I think he was an NBA guy.
Well, there you have it. I think Dice Yoshimoto takes it, but Dutch Gately and JJ Outlaw give him a real run for his money. Give him a real serious run for his money. But. Anyway,
Rodney Rogers played in the NBA for sure.
Rodney Rogers, that's a good name too. Roy Rogers is hilarious. Yeah, let's talk about a lot of shit going on because we have obviously the Knicks. We covered.
What do you think of that? I gotta ask your take on DeMar DeRozan to your lunch team,
to the Battle for Steak team.
Yeah.
So the Bulls did a lot of stuff, right?
That's a lot of money.
okay, long story short, it doesn't really make any sense. And here's the thing.
Coming off a great year for his age.
Great year. And, okay, let's talk about, they also get Lonzo, right? And I think the Lonzo move makes sense, right? Like, they, sure, they have to give some stuff up in the sign and trade, right? But who do they give up, really? They give up Satoransky and, was it Thad Young in that one?
Yeah.
No, they traded that. No, that was in DeMar DeRozan. Okay, so
Thad Young got traded, though, yeah.
But he got traded for DeMar DeRozan. So
I like Thad Young. He's been fun.
He's really good. So I think the Lonzo trade is fine, right? I think the money you give him is fine, 4 for 85. It's Satoransky, Garrett Temple, and a second rounder. That's fine for a young. I mean, Lonzo's what, 23? I mean, he's still insanely young, and he's shown a lot of. And he's
getting better.
And he's a good compliment to Levine in terms of not needing the ball that much, passing really well, and also playing defense, which is something they really.
Wait,
need.
You think he doesn't need the ball,
Lonzo?
I mean, what is he
doesn't need the
cutting?
ball.
Is he a cutting scorer? Is he a?
He's a shooter, dude. He
had an improved 3-point season.
2 years. It's been 2 years. Yeah, yes, it has been. Except for the bubble, his shooting was unbelievable.
All right.
He's a really good shooter.
37. As you're right, 2 straight years. I'll give that. Yeah.
And so I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, the DeRozan thing makes absolutely no fucking sense. I mean, there's no way around
another creator.
Everything I just said about Lonzo, it's not true of DeMar, right?
He's
not
almost
a shooter.
Like,
Needs the ball in his hand.
He is almost like an older Levine, but with a worse jump shot.
Less athletic, worse jump shot. Levine, great.
But he is. I will say this: one thing look, they paid him too much money. But here's the thing about DeMar DeRozan: 7 assists a game last year. He became much more of a creator and playmaker.
And they played him a lot small, but they played him a lot at the 4 with the Spurs. But here's the thing: can you really do that when you have our man, who's their center, Vucevic? No, you can't. Well,
then Markkanen and Vucevic don't work together either.
Markkanen's gone for sure.
Where's he going?
I've seen some rumors that Charlotte's interested in him. The Spurs are collecting white forwards like you wouldn't believe. Maybe he just goes there. Here's who the Spurs have. He's
going to join a fight club with Pirtle.
Hold on, I looked this. Yeah, it's Pirtle. They just signed Zach Collins.
Yes.
And somebody else. Who the fuck?
Watch Pop turn him into Tim Duncan.
Doug McDermott, dude. They're literally.
McDermott got a lot of money. So if we're talking about Evan Fournier getting a lot of money,
they have Zach Collins. Doug McDermott's shot really well the last couple of years. Again, it's shooting. Shooting is what's getting paid over and over again.
That's why I don't love the Fournier thing, but I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's good, but I can't say 3 years of a 19 a game, 40% 3-point shooter. I can't hate it. I hope he becomes a better defender, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I guess I would have liked a 2-year deal, or I would have liked, honestly, even pay him a really fat 1-year deal. Like that, keep your powder dry if you're the Knicks, because RJ's
well, we have bird rights to re-sign RJ, and
But I'm saying that's what I mean. Eventually and not only that, these are not, again, my biggest problem is they're not good contracts for trading. I know you're saying, people are not going to want to take that money on, I don't think. But anyway.
I think
we're not going to keep talking about the Knicks.
Okay, fine. So let's move on. Let's move on.
You brought it up. We're talking about the Bulls. No, anytime I say a Knicks player's name in any kind of which I don't even remember if I did. No, I did not bring it up. Because when I brought up Doug McDermott, and then you said that's a lot of money, and then I said he's a shooter.
Yeah, well,
and then you started talking about that. You bring up Fournier. I bring up the concept of shooting in the NBA, and I brought up Evan Fournier as far as you're concerned.
Let me tell you something, brother. You're
a fucking idiot.
I'm not worried.
Okay,
the Bulls,
who cares?
I think they overpaid for DeRozan, and they paid a lot. Lonzo is a good player, but it's a lot of fucking money. And then a lot of people were saying the Lakers.
Let's talk about the Bulls first. Let's finish talking about
and the Heat won
DeRozan.
The thing. I don't love their offseason.
Let's finish talking about DeRozan real fast. And okay, so what we were talking about before we started talking about Evan Fournier for some reason was that yes, he's basically. Just the skill set doesn't really make sense to me with what they have on that team. Because what are you starting now? Lonzo, DeRozan, Levine, Patrick Williams, and Vucevic?
That's the starting, and you bring
Good luck
Markkanen
on defense.
That's
Markkanen's
exactly.
gone. But also DeRozan's skill set doesn't mesh. And
let's see who they can get for Markkanen, I guess, right? Or is he a free agent?
He's a free agent, I believe. Maybe it's yes, he is, because I don't think unless he takes the qualifying offer, which I don't think he will.
He's shown flashes of being a killer.
I think somebody else, and maybe they do a sign and trade. I don't know. I think maybe he's restricted, but I think no one's gonna match. They're not gonna match. But anyway, DeRozan, if he was not getting paid, I mean, they're paying him fucking 3 years, $80 million, right?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why the Fournier thing I don't hate.
But again, okay, we're not talking about Fournier. Because someone does something stupider doesn't mean it's not fucking stupid. Okay, that's not. It's like yeah, I stuck my. I put my.
Don't. I knew a dick analogy was coming.
Oh, I put my dick in a mousetrap. It's not that bad. Another guy put his dick in the garbage disposal. That's what you're saying right now.
Those are both pretty bad. You should have said like a fucking glory hole or something. Why'd you go to?
Because that's what I think of the Fournier. Because Fournier's the mousetrap.
I can't wait.
DeRozan is the garbage disposal.
I can't wait for him to put up 25.
I hope he does. I hope he does well this year. The problem is going to be those later years, and also the fact that we're losing out on cap space.
He's not that old though, dude.
Okay, whatever. You're right. How old is he? He's not young. Maybe it's his hairline that keeps confusing me. But DeRozan,
he's 28, bro.
Not only did they not pay him,
he's 28.
Not only did they pay him too much, but they also, for some reason, had to trade a first-round pick, another first-round pick. They lose a first-round pick in the Vucevic trade. They have to trade another first-round pick, plus Thad Young, who is a good player, and Al-Farouq Aminu, who provides, some depth defensively for them that they don't have.
You hate Aminu.
I don't think he's great, but I think for the Bulls, both of those guys are two of their best defenders on a team that really doesn't have any.
Right.
And so you can't be trading first-round picks and useful rotation players and at the same time get a completely non-valued contract. And not only that, who in this market was going to pay him that much money? Can you find one team that would have paid DeRozan this amount of money?
I don't understand.
Who has cap space?
That guy's got a good
doing
agent.
It? Were we gonna do it? No.
There was talk of the Knicks having interest and him having interest back. So, but I don't think we were going to give him 3 years, 85.
No, and there was also talk of him taking the mid-level exception.
Does he work with RJ? Of course not.
Listen, if he would have signed for whatever, no. I mean. You're right.
No, because we already have Derrick Rose.
You're right.
Rose fills a similar need at a much greater, at half the price.
Yeah, I mean, come on. DeMar DeRozan is a much better player.
He's not twice the player he is.
I don't know. DeMar DeRozan is really fucking good, but he's really good in terms of the skill set that it's very ball. He's got to have the ball and he's got to play small. And you have to be able to have people to cover for him defensively.
Derrick Rose is the best sixth man in the NBA right now.
Who won sixth man this year? Do you remember?
Doesn't matter.
Hey, I'm rooting. I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative here. Okay,
that's your nickname. Jordan Clarkson won. Jordan Clarkson's good.
He's better. I take D Rose. I take D Rose. I said I take D Rose.
Okay, good. Okay, how about so I like Clarkson. Clarkson can hoop, no doubt.
The
great
Bulls,
shooter.
I think the Bulls are. Look, are they going to be better? Yeah, I think they're going to have a good record this year. In terms of they're going to be out. They're going to be in the playoffs and out of the play-in tournament. I think, but what does this team? Where is this team going long term? I just think it's a really...
You sound like a fucking woman. Where are we going?
Yeah, really I just think it's very clumsy. And it's not... And listen, my boy Karnisovich over there, I think he's fucking the money up. Having said that, I do think they're going to have a pretty good record this year.
They just have weapons now. They have more weapons than they've had. And Lonzo and DeRozan just make them a better team. Even if the fit isn't perfect, they're just a much better team. Also,
they're better, but
Levine was injured.
Okay, here's the thing: they're going to be atrocious defensively, and are they really going to be a top 5 offense with that personnel?
No, absolutely
top
not.
10 even
But you got to assume that Vucevic and Levine give you at least 20 between the two of them, and At
Yeah,
least.
of course, yeah, but it's just not
Levine
a very
25, Vucevic
it's just
20.
it's just clunky. It's just clunky. It's like I don't know.
Well, you're gonna have to stagger minutes for sure, and that's gonna be on the coach. But
yeah,
I don't love it. Everyone's blowing the Bulls and the Heat, and
who's
I think
blowing the Bulls even for DeRozan? Really?
I heard a lot of people being like, this they've won the offseason. A lot of people saying the Bulls have improved
That's
the most.
crazy.
I
That's
disagree
crazy
as
to me.
well. I also think the Heat. I don't love. They just spent $180 million on Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry.
That one to me makes a little bit more sense.
I'm
Because
I'm a big fan of both of them. I love Kyle Lowry, but I just think he's an older guard, man.
But he hasn't really had the kind of injury problems that he hasn't been that injured. I mean
Bro,
this year
he's 35. You tell me the third year that deal is going to look good?
We're talking about no, but we are talking. The third year is not going to look good. But the Heat are trying to win this year or next year. I mean, these next 2 years are really it for them. And that's, by the way, another signing for them that's going to be useful and that really fucking pisses me off. And maybe it's time for me to go off here a little bit. They got PJ Tucker.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good one for them. The fucking Bucks. Let me just say
You can't pay the guy $15 million. It's like his biggest contract. The guy never gets paid.
The Bucks owners are a couple of shit-sucking cocksuckers, okay? They're sucking shit-covered dicks with diarrhea all over them and chunky shit. A couple different types, okay? Because these fucking pricks, they buy the team. They buy the team for $500 million, right? The team is now, and I looked it up, and the latest one I could find was a valuation from right before the finals. So this is before they even win the championship. The team is now worth $1.6 billion, okay? These fucking assholes cannot pay. The only reason they don't pay PJ Tucker is because they don't want to pay the luxury tax. Because the way bird rights and all that shit works is like it wasn't going to affect what they could, what they could do. It wasn't going to affect any of their mid-level exception stuff, any of that stuff. And Bobby Portis, who could have gone on the open market, who could have made himself a lot of fucking money, he resigns to help the team out for $9 million over 2 years. A complete steal, maybe the best deal of the fucking offseason.
Not only that, but Giannis is now going to have to worry about being guarded by PJ Tucker again. Like, that's his boy, clearly. And now he's going to be guarding him in the playoffs.
And
if they meet.
And it's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, this is your fucking window, Bucks. Like, run it the fuck back. Yeah, I know Giannis is young. Giannis is young, but the rest of the team is Holiday, who by the way looked awesome in the Olympics. Holiday and
Draymond on the court at the same time is fucking just like, it made me proud to be an American.
Yeah.
Draymond talking all that shit to Perkins.
That's who had like no. It was really funny because he didn't have any points or whatever. He had like 0 points that game.
But it doesn't matter. He's still Draymond.
He definitely is. It's just these fucking pieces of shit couldn't have paid the luxury tax. It's fucking sickening, dude. It's literally sickening. So if they gave him the same deal that the Heat gave him, 15 mil, okay, they would have had to pay 50 million luxury tax. I get that, but you just won a championship. You've locked down a fucking MVP, and the team is now worth triple what it was when you bought it.
Yeah.
Just pay the fucking luxury tax.
Dude, I agree with you. And
owners are such fucking scumbags.
He is not just a great defensive player. He's a locker room guy. And we talk about guys who don't need the ball. That's the ultimate doesn't need the ball guy. He plays D, and he just steps in that fucking corner and makes shots.
And maybe you would have liked to see him play to be a little more dynamic on offense. I get that. But he also, people were saying like, oh, he doesn't do shit. Well, when they try and hide smaller guards on him, he makes them pay by rebounding and shit like that. And what you said is completely correct. It's a locker room thing. It's a fucking attitude thing. This team is run by a cuck who, by the way, we're pro Mike Budenholzer here. The ghillie suit is retired.
Really?
Well, of course. Listen,
you can't kill him now.
But would you listen? This always has been a pro Mike Budenholzer podcast. I'm sure we've done a couple jokes here, a couple japes and jokes here and there.
Yeah.
But if there was one thing you can say, he was not a very inspiring leader. He's not a very like fire you up, rah type of guy. PJ Tucker is that kind of guy.
You need that guy.
You need that guy. Clearly, like we got
Giannis
some dogs.
has that.
Giannis absolutely has that for sure.
But you need guys. You need
PJ
guys
helped
like that. Yeah.
And you're right. It's a locker room thing. And look, sure, like, and maybe you could say the guy wasn't that great on offense, or offensively, and he's getting older, whatever. But the net, like, if you're gonna beat the fucking Nets, you're gonna need somebody to guard KD again. You know, you're gonna have.
Look,
I mean, they're gonna have
one
two
can
other
stop
guys.
KD, but he could at least be annoying. And you know, I'll say this as far as locker room goes, and this is the last thing I'll say about the Knicks. I was bummed to see Theo Pinson go because he's just a fucking locker room guy. That guy ain't playing anyway. Just get some good energy going. And I'll tell you another thing. I was happy as hell we re-signed Taj Gibson at that tiny contract.
I'm with you on Taj.
Because Taj
Theo
plays
fucking Pinson. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
That 12th man ain't playing anyway. Who gives a fuck? Let me suit up. I'll get some Instagram lives going. I'll make fun comments about Julius's hair, man. You know, but I think Taj is a solid veteran who people did have interest in the offseason. We got him for very little money. Want to stay in New York. And it's a guy who's just a guy. He's good for the young guys. I love Taj Gibson.
For sure.
I'm so happy to have him back. And it's the same goes for someone like for PJ. Even if he doesn't play, that dude's going to make you better in practice. He's just going to make you better. So terrible move.
Yeah.
And another brilliant move by the Miami Heat. I have to give him that.
All right, well, there you go. And to finish up on the Bucks, they bring back George Hill, who I might love the most out of anyone who talks about the NBA on a podcast. I love George Hill. I was surprised he didn't do more for the Sixers. I think he's going to be good there. And it kind of sucks that he was on the team. He leaves and they win the championship and he's back, but that's good. They took a flyer on Rodney Hood. Give him another shot, whatever. Like they got to be doing stuff like this.
He was injured, and he's going to give you a little offense off the bench. We all remember that game 7 he had.
He had a very traumatic, injury.
Horrible.
And so I think that's a nice flyer for them to take, and that's how they have to. And you know what? As much as it pains me, they traded Sam Merrill.
I got so many nice messages, guys. Thank you for the tweets.
They traded Sam Merrill
for fucking Ted Cruz.
For Ted Cruz face from fucking Duke. And as much as it pains me to welcome that guy on the Bucks.
You got to, though.
At the end of the day, he's a 24-year-old guy who's a really good shooter.
Oh, shit. I never thought I'd see the day.
Who's a good shooter.
He is.
And they are up against the cap, and they don't have a lot of moves to make.
No, it was a good move.
And they have a trade exception from last year's PJ Tucker trade, so...
He's going to be great in the playoffs.
It's honestly to turn a guy who didn't play at all into a guy who was a rotation player for a playoff team that's a good shooter. That's actually a good move on the margins.
And as much as I dislike him, he understands hard-nosed culture. They played tough defense, playing with Dylan Brooks and Ja, who's a competitor. I mean, those guys played hard. Valanciunas, who's a competitor.
Yeah.
They all played hard. So he's going to understand that coming in. And yeah, dude, he hits threes. I watched him have like a 5-3 game.
He's a really good shooter. So and now the Bucks have created this weird.
You're the bad guys now.
This weird white shooting guard rotation I've never. It's unmatched. At least they finally got one that can shoot.
He is going to tear Kyrie's ACL in the fucking
I hope
playoffs.
so.
I
don't know if he does. I don't hope he does, but I hope he plays very physical defense. We'll put it that way.
Imagine how hated he would become.
I really don't root for injuries for real.
We know. But imagine if he fucking...
But if he does. No, I don't want it.
No. But do you see what Kyrie did with those Nike kicks?
I didn't see the whole... I saw... He basically said they were dog shit, right?
He said they're shit and I didn't approve them. And
what did Nike do?
I mean, they put him out, I guess. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
But then LaMelo was like, you should come to Puma. And I'm sure Kyrie was like, I don't hate him that much.
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
I'm good.
So, look, I just think what the Heat did, just by bringing in Lowry, especially because we're really talking about is the next 2 years. And you're right, Robinson, that's a lot of money, especially because, listen, I just watched these playoffs, Chris Middleton fucked his ass cheeks up whenever they had Robinson.
And I'll say this: Robinson is a very good shooter, like incredible,
insanely
like one of those
good.
one of those shooters that will just pull up from anywhere, and you're like, this is unfair.
Shoots like 48% at times, like insane stuff.
He's the first G League player to get a contract like this as well. So
Good
he
for
made
him.
history. So congrats to Duncan Robinson. Truly an amazing shooter. I just think it's a lot of money if you're trying to win. And I just don't think they've got a shot against a team like
really
Milwaukee or the Nets. I don't think who knows what happens with Ben Simmons,
But Lowry really for this year only, I think is a humongous upgrade. Listen,
He is.
Derozan, I like him, but it's like
depends what Tyler Hero gives him this year. That's really what it depends on.
True, but I just think I think actually what it does is make it so that it doesn't fucking matter what Tyler Hero gives them, because this is insurance. Because like the dragon was hurt a lot last year.
I just don't. I love Kyle Lowry. I'm a big fan. I don't have a ton of faith in a 35-year-old point guard who is not Chris Paul, because even Chris Paul had injuries.
God damn. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my light on because it's fucking.
I
dark
also
in here.
Look at a lot of the teams. I mean, we got to mention the Lakers, who I think.
Yeah, speaking to 35-year-olds, you don't have a lot of faith in.
Well,
this
I like
Lakers
bringing
team.
back. I like bringing back Dwight Howard for sure, because. He is a good backup center for sure.
I guess.
It's hilarious that it's his third stint with them.
That is so funny, yeah.
But you know what I like a lot, actually? I really like the Malik Monk signing.
That's a huge one because they got him on a fucking look. I think the strategy is fundamentally flawed. We already talked about the Russ trade and what I think about it. I think relying on 3 guys as your big 3 who the last couple years have had serious injury problems, and who 2 of them are getting up there in age and the one who isn't. I mean, LeBron is literally going to be 37 years old that was next year, and Russ is...
Yeah, before LeBron's injury, he was the fucking MVP, dude. I mean, that's another thing.
I get that, but how many times we're getting to the point where, like, at this point, don't you sort of expect him to miss 20 games at least?
Well, there's a lot. The most pressure really is on Davis, because he has been injured and he's younger, and he needs to carry them for stretches because he is the younger guy of that big 3.
Well, dude, when they brought Anthony Davis, it was sort of like the baton is going to be passed, and it's like really what's happened is it's still been LeBron. Like the baton has not gotten passed. I mean, again, 37, bro. Are we expecting LeBron to be the best player on his team when he's 38?
Well, here's the thing. The
like
defense,
everyone talks about Kareem. Kareem was fucking bad the last few years of his career.
I know. But the defense on the Lakers is going to be atrocious at times, especially if they start Carmelo for some reason.
Exactly.
But
everything that we said about the Knicks, sorry to be this guy, about their identity was all defense, that goes times 10 for the Lakers.
For sure. But Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk, I really like
those are
moves.
good signings. Those are good. Those are legit.
And you
signings.
said that they wouldn't get anyone. I was convinced once they got Russ, I'm like, players are going to... Knicks wanted him. He took less money to go to the Lakers. I mean...
Yeah, that's true. That's
They
fair.
lost Caruso, who would like... Say what you want about him.
I think that was a fucking mistake.
Caruso to the Bulls. That's a lot of...
to the Bulls. That's, again, that's too much money.
$38 million.
That's
dude.
too much money for Caruso.
You know what it is? It's Dellavedova contract right there.
It is. You're right.
But... I like Caruso a lot. He plays his heart out. He can hit you in open 3. But
actually,
like I think the Lakers made some fucking good moves here.
The Lakers, that was their biggest fuck up, to be honest. They were in the same situation as what I was describing with PJ Tucker. That's the bus as being fucking cheap, and it's like I know they're not an independently wealthy, they're not billionaires outside of the Lakers like other people are, but you got to keep Caruso. You got to keep him.
It's a lot
Pay
of
the
money,
function
dude.
luxury tax. Pay the luxury tax. I mean, what the fuck? I mean,
I think if you have like a rotation, like say, I don't know, like you got a rotation of players. So now with like Monk's a good shooter. You got Nunn who can hit 3s, and then Taylor Horton Tucker takes a step forward. I mean, defense is going to be this team's problem. That's really what's going to fuck them. Because
absolutely.
I'm going to love watching this team.
Caruso was a great defensive player. Caruso was. He was, dude.
Yeah,
and defense.
So is your boy Kuz. I mean, Kuz played hard D.
And now Russ is a fucking bad defender, right?
Yeah.
And then the THT, like, is he gonna be?
He's okay. He's
He's
solid.
okay. He's still pretty young. But then everybody else, it's like
None plays hard D.
No, dude. None's not a good defender.
He's fine.
None's not good, and Monk definitely is not good. And
Monk
so,
is not good.
Yeah, I just don't know. You're asking a lot of Anthony Davis, basically.
They lost Caldwell Pope too, who's another good defender.
Exactly.
I mean, they've lost.
So what is this team's closing lineup?
They got Bazemore as well. They got a lot of
Bazemore's fine. Ariza's like not going to play that much. Let's be honest.
But if I'm them, he's starting. If I'm the
Ariza,
Lakers, if I'm them, my starting lineup is Westbrook, THT, LeBron, Ariza, and AD. And then I bring the other guys out.
Regular season, they're probably going to start a center. Even if it's...
Really?
Dude, in the regular season, yeah, Anthony Davis isn't going to play at center.
Who are they going to start? Marc Gasol and then...
I don't know.
I don't think you start Dwight.
Dwight or Mark, depending. I mean...
Just to
the ceremonial start, you know what I'm saying? The, 10 minutes and then you don't play that much start.
So many fucking moves.
Like, who's gonna close games? I think you're probably on the money with it. Should be a LeBron at 4, AD at the 5 situation, and then it's like, okay, and then Russ, and then I guess it's THT, and then it's like, but is he even?
THT is
you know
nice.
what? It's probably Kendrick Nunn. Honestly, is probably gonna play. Is probably the answer to that question.
We'll see the jump THT takes. This is a make or break. And dude, who knows? Maybe the Lakers aren't done. I mean, who knows? Maybe they figure something out.
Okay, this is me sucking Lowry off again. If you are the Lakers with a 37-year-old LeBron, wouldn't you rather have Lowry than THT right now? Which the deal was on the table last year. And they might have even fucking won the championship if they had Lowry to get past the Suns last year. But anyway, who really feels fucking stupid right now is Dennis Schroeder.
Where's
Turned
he?
down nowhere. Turned down $80 million from the Lakers. Said the reports were he was looking for 120. Motherfucker.
He bet on himself. I mean, we saw Nerlens do that back in the day. Remember on the Mavs for $80 million.
He fucked that one up.
We've seen people, but we've also seen it work out for players. You know, Schroeder has that belief in his ability. I wonder where he's going to end up. I mean, Dinwiddie was looking for something in the area of 125. He said, and he got 3 years 62 with the Wizards. I think it's a very good signing.
I think that's a great signing for the Wizards. Wizards are actually an interesting team that I wanted to talk about because, you know, they have this fucking weird core now where it's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, Beal seems to be staying now. And let's give their GM, I forget his fucking name.
I cannot believe Dinwiddie's in Wizards. Was not even on my radar.
Let's give this guy some credit because he had one of the worst contracts in the league in John Wall, flipped it for Westbrook, who is also a bad contract. And he turned that into KCP, Kuzma, Trez, Dinwiddie, Aaron Holiday. You know, it's like that's fucking you take one of the worst contracts in the league, and he made this huge 5-team deal or whatever, and and throw a little money around, and you turn that into the guys we just talked about. When you give Dinwiddie a very fair market deal, in my opinion,
I would rather have Dinwiddie than Russell Westbrook.
Without question.
And I'm talking even if it was like, you know, Russ's contract.
The same.
62. I think Russ is more talented, but Dinwiddie can hit the open three. I think if he were on the Lakers right now, they're a superior team than they are with Russ for sure.
Yeah, especially if you get.
And I'm not trying to disrespect Russ because the guy's got a motor, he's incredible. But I'll put it this way: I'm excited to watch the Lakers because their offense is going to be fucking fun, and there's going to be some games when you're just watching Russ to LeBron alley-oops, and it's just Melo hitting threes. It is like an Expendables movie, you know. Where like it's gonna have moments.
You're right. But that's perfect. It is the Expendables.
You know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't even. I feel bad even saying that because Russ is just so disrespected though.
It's just such a thing of like, especially like Melo. It's like, what do these guys think of themselves?
What do you mean?
Like, what is Melo? Does Melo think he's gonna be closing games? You know what I mean?
I think Melo.
When it really counts, I watched a lot of Blazers, bro. And Melo had his moments, but when it really fucking counted, you could just pick on Melo.
I think Melo is kind of like, I'm happy to be in the league. I resurrected my career in Portland. I get to play with my best friend or one of my best friends, and I might win a ring
as a contributor, but not as a contributor. Main guy.
And if I get a ring, I'm an Olympic champion. I'm a phenom in college. He's already a
champion.
NCAA champion. He is he's already a Hall of Famer, but now it takes his legacy to new heights.
Sure, it does, and he gets, and not only that, not only does it take it to new heights, but it also like, not only did he, resurrect his career, he literally did that. Like, it's not even like, oh, this guy. It's not like the Vince Carter thing where he reinvented himself. Melo was fucking unofficially blackballed. The motherfucker missed a year and a half.
Think about where he was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, getting cut from the yeah, it's crazy. On that boat, cheating and pretending he was doing a business meeting. We've talked on Lala's birthday. We've brought this up on the podcast multiple times.
Dark times.
But going back to the Wizards, I think they actually kind of have an interesting team with that. All those Lakers that they got Aaron Holiday, they got Dinwiddie, and they have this young core of Hachimura, Avdia, and Kispert, who Kispert at least can shoot, and if it wasn't for Bertans, they'd be looking really good right now.
Bertans has a rough contract, but maybe, you know what? Bertans maybe has a bounce back year. He is a great shooter.
Yeah, he was fucking dog shit this year.
But you know what? We'll see. I mean, it's interesting. He is a defensive liability as well. I mean, we also have to mention, one thing, the Jazz, they bring in Hassan Whiteside, Rudy Gay, and very weird, and childhood friend of Donovan Mitchell, Eric Pascal.
Oh, yeah, who the Warriors basically just gave him to them. That'll be cool. I like that. I think, listen,
Whiteside is kind of like poor man's Gobert.
Whiteside, that's a ridiculous. I don't know why the fuck they would do that.
And they lost your boy Favors as well, I believe.
Yeah, they did. They traded him to have a little extra space. There have been some rumors swirling about them trading Ingles, which, I don't get if you're trying to make this run right now.
He's such a selfless player.
And listen, I like picking up Rudy Gay. I love Rudy Gay, Baltimore guy. Used to be like a bad a big stats bad team guy. Then he went to the Spurs and just kind of like, again, kind of reinvented himself as just like a good just went to Pop University and just was like a solid fucking player.
And congrats to Pop on winning that Olympic medal, man.
That medal, even though his tenure has been the rockiest. That embarrassment that they had at the Worlds, and then even to lose a game in the Olympics is kind of, that's how high the standard is. It's like, if you even lose one game in the Olympics, it's kind of automatically, it puts a little stain on it. But hey, he got the gold medal.
The gold is all that matters.
And they fucked him by passing over him when he was more in his prime 10 years ago and going with Krzyzewski, who fucked that cocksucker. Duke can suck my dick. Pop deserved it at the time when he still had his fastball. But anyway, congrats to him.
I agree, and I'll always love Pop. He's the best. He's and you also got to. Oh, sorry. What?
What I really want to talk about also is I want to talk about what the fuck the Pelicans were doing. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
I guess adding Devontae Graham, they think it's the shooting they think they require.
Well, listen, he is a good shooter. I get that, but.
It's funny that these guys like Adams and Bledsoe are just going from Zion to Ja. They're just being passed around like the young hype guys.
Yeah. Well, here's what I don't get, right? So they essentially trade 2 first round. Like they had that deal with Memphis.
Yeah.
And then they also trade for Devontae Graham. It's a sign and trade. So essentially what ends up happening is they take 2 first round picks and a draft and some pick swaps, and they get and they take Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, and Steven Adams, and using 2 first round picks and some swaps, they turn Lonzo, Bledsoe, and Adams into Devontae Graham, Satoransky, and Valanciunas, and all they've done is lose those picks, and okay, they get $14 million in cap space this year, and they have expirings next year, so in the next summer they'll have cap space. But
maybe the plan is that they should retain Ingram and Zion, but I don't think they're better than they were last year.
But you can't you can't be wasting picks. to do that. It's like, no, I don't think they're better. So the idea was let's get some shooting and defense around Zion.
Unless Ingram and Zion take 2 massive step forwards, which they could, and also you have Valanciunas is a superior offensive player than coming off a great year.
But not that much.
I agree. Well, offensively, he's much better than Adams.
Not in the way that they need him to be.
Sure.
Like
it's a lot of clog the lane type of shit.
Exactly.
Sure.
Everyone's talking about him. Oh, he stretches. No, he fucking doesn't. He doesn't. He shoots like 1 fucking 3-pointer a game, okay. The idea was let's get some more shooting around Zion. Maybe let's do point Zion. Maybe let's do him at the 5, right? Well, their starting lineup right now looks like it's fucking Devontae Graham. Okay, fine. Good offensive player, but a liability on defense. Nikhil Alexander Walker, who is good but can't shoot at all, right? He's an intriguing young guy, can't shoot. Then you have Ingram, Zion, and Valanciunas. Again, is that much better than Lonzo, Bledsoe, and Adams? No, it's fucking not. And they wasted first-round picks to do it. And you think this is the kind of shit, using a first-round pick to improve your roster around the edges was how they fucked up with Anthony Davis. But these aren't even fucking improvements. I don't fucking get this.
Zion is gone, brother. He's coming for the bright lights.
Coming to the Garden, brother. Wouldn't you have just rather signed Lonzo, even if it was more money, especially because you watch those Pelican games and it's like him and Zion clearly had chemistry. Like, why would you fuck that up? Especially when Lonzo is a good shooter and a good defender. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
The rumors is that there was just too many egos. That Ingram, Zion, and Lonzo all thought they were the guy on that team.
Well, I don't know that I even necessarily believe that. And also, I don't know that shouldn't you be able to figure that the fuck out when that makes the most? Those 3 guys are the 3 guys that make the most sense playing together.
I think that's a pretty interesting young big 3 to put it behind. And at least if it doesn't work out, you have them locked up and you can get something for Lonzo. Although I don't think Lonzo's coming back for that money in New Orleans.
I think he might have.
Really?
They could match, bro. They could match. They could have matched whatever offer.
I know, but
if the Bulls did that offer, New Orleans could have matched.
But it seemed like he wanted out, is my point.
I think it seemed that way because we had heard rumors like the Pelicans didn't seem to want him. I think he just wanted to be fucking wanted more than anything. I mean, look, if you're Lonzo, you probably want to play with Zion. Let's be honest. Zion is a great, a perfect player to play with Lonzo.
I agree. I just
think the Pelicans fucked the money up in a major way.
If the Bulls are a bigger market. It's probably a more fun city to play in, more fun fan base for sure. And if they don't bring in Derozan, that was a later move. If they don't bring him in, look, the Bulls are a better team than the Pelicans right now, I think.
Yeah. And I agree with that.
And I think, I think he probably, before they do the Derozan move.
But who has more? But doesn't he have more of an opportunity to put up numbers on the Pelicans or like shine personally?
Let's see how much Zach LaVine probably. Let's see how much Zach LaVine expects to get paid because he said I better get respect on this offer, and it's like holy shit if they pay him
I think they're going to. I think they're going to max him.
Well, yeah, but what's a max going to be for him? Are we talking $200 million?
No, I don't think he's eligible for the super max.
All right.
But
Luka just signed 207 with the Mavs.
215, I thought, right?
215, or that was 2, maybe with bonuses.
Yeah, something like that. But that's like the rookie supermax.
5-year 207. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what LaVine's going to get, and I don't know what the Bulls are really fucking doing, honestly. But they'll be good this year.
They'll be better. The Warriors make some interesting moves by bringing back Iggy.
It's annoying how the Warriors are literally positioning themselves to be like comeback underdogs. It's fucking pissing me off.
Well, it's like old Spurs. That's kind of what it feels like, doesn't it?
Oh, the other move that pissed me off was Patty Mills going to the Nets.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's
Great
a
move.
fucking good. That's a really fucking good move.
That's a winner.
He's exactly who you want on a vet team. And Patty Mills is the kind of guy. It's like it's almost unfair because this team has those 3 guys. Patty Mills is the kind of guy that could keep your offense going in spurts when your star sits, and he goes to the one team that doesn't really need that but it's good insurance for them because we saw what happened this year. Patty Mills on their team this year, that might be enough for them to win a championship.
NBA champ,
just having him,
and great 3-point shooter and great competitor. So yeah,
and you bronze medalist.
And the Warriors also bring in
Otto Porter, yeah,
which I think could be interesting.
Good move. I think that's a good move.
Yeah. Warriors need to make a move, but they're interesting right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pascal Siakam talk to the Warriors,
and also some talk to the Clippers, and also some talk to the
Clippers.
That was what they said. The 3 teams that want him, I think, are the Clippers.
Who the fuck would the Clippers have to trade?
I don't know.
They have no draft picks. They have no young guys.
Also, the Kings want Siakam and Simmons, it says. But
okay.
yeah, what I see here, Kings, Warriors, Clippers, enamored by Siakam is what I see on.
How the fuck would the Clippers get? It doesn't make any fucking sense. They have nothing. They have nothing to trade anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not. Is it just Terrence Mann and a couple second-round picks going to do it? I don't think so. Terrence Mann and Marcus Morris.
It would be interesting to see Siakam, Ibaka, and Leonard reunited.
Yeah, of course. What else do I want to have? Anything else to talk about? I have a theory that Porzingis is absolutely going to flame out because of Jason Kidd. Everything about the Mavs is just not good. Although they're the ones that signed our boy, fucking, who's I just pissed off? Reggie Bullock. The Mavs signed him for a very nice contract, in my opinion. And that's good. The Mavs kind of got fucked because
I really liked him. I'm sad to see the
Mavs
go.
Yeah, the Mavs kind of got fucked because they were saving up all this cap space for Giannis, and then they didn't really have anything to spend it on now. And so, I mean, I think the Reggie move, and I think even bringing back THJ is good for them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this year with them. But
yeah, I think the Porzingis thing, I agree. I don't want to root against anyone, but. He is just not giving me a lot of reason to believe it. And his body type makes me paranoid for Mitchell Robinson, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Robinson's athleticism, there's flashes of Marcus Camby, but like there's also that injury problem that Porzingis has, staying on the floor, always kind of playing sort of injured. We've talked about ego with like the Pelicans, but he clearly feels disrespected in this offense. And you kind of want to be like, you're playing with Luka, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, do something, bro.
But he was like, think of the attention Porzingis got in the Garden. I mean, that's kind of what it was. Like, he shouldn't have left the Knicks because he would have gotten so much love in New York. And he wanted
why did he leave the Knicks, right? Because he basically didn't like the mind games and the style of fucking of Phil Jackson. Jason Kidd is the exact same kind of guy. Yeah. He fucks with people's heads. I think it's not
physically in some cases.
Yeah, 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 dude. I mean, Porzingis went from like wearing Timbs. Remember that he bought everyone Timbs and they like posted pictures. He went to loving New York to being like, get me the fuck out of here. I think they're gonna be fucked in Dallas because they need him to get better. They paid him. There's no trading him right now unless he plays better. So. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. What the fuck else do I have going on here in my notes? Campaign should have his agent executed.
I don't know how that happened.
3 for 19? What the fuck is that?
I would have given him more than that in New York.
Absolutely.
Even though we don't need a point guard, we could move that.
Campaign was very fucking good. Was really fucking good.
Had a great season. Yeah,
and was like carrying his team's offense for stretches in the playoffs. Like he's good. He's legitimately good. He's definitely like, look, Caruso got 37 for 4. T.J. McConnell, for Christ's sake, got 4 for 35. You're telling me T.J. McConnell?
He's not better, but McConnell, dude, he had a fucking great year last year. Look at his numbers, man. I mean, I guess he couldn't hit a three,
shoot. Yeah, he can't fucking shoot.
6.5 dimes, and dude, he had a 10 steal game. Like that guy was just playing insane.
Whatever,
defense.
Dude. That deal is a 4-year, 35 mil.
No, I think Payne is a better player, so I agree with you.
At the last year, it's $9 million. You want to pay 33-year-old T.J. McConnell $9 million a year?
No, I don't. I'm with you.
And also, Bobby Portis should have his agent executed. But I think what that comes down to is Portis just loved being in Milwaukee so much. I feel bad. He should get paid more. But
he got 15 mil for 1 year on the Knicks, so don't feel too bad.
The good news is this means Milwaukee will one day have Bobby Portis's House of Bratwursts or the Bobby Portis Steakhouse. He's going to be one of those guys that just becomes a local legend and never leaves.
He was incredible for the Bucks. He really was.
Yeah. Oh, I've completely changed my tune. You could definitely find some clips of me being like, Bobby Portis, are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to kill myself when they signed him, but I was absolutely wrong, and I beg you for an apology. I beg you to accept my apology.
I remember when the Knicks got him. Adam Mamawala, who's a Chicago comedian, said, "You're gonna love his intensity," and he was intense. Like,
he was definitely intense.
We just had too many power forwards on that team. Like, shit. Randle was terrible on that team. That was Portis was put in a much better situation to succeed. And dude, I'm never not rooting for former Knicks, man. I'm really not. I mean, like,
I love it because you're not even lying. It's true.
I mean,
it's true. Guys that were here for 1 year and were a train wreck for us. You're like,
I mean, Porzingis, like, I'm not even rooting against him. If he becomes great, good for. Like, I'm really not. I just don't see it right now. But I'm not rooting against former Knicks because you know what? Once you're a Knick for life. That's what we say.
Let's go around. Oh, by the way, another hard dick. Good for him contract. Jared Allen, $100 million.
Huge
deal.
Money. And
huge money, a little too much, if I'm being honest. It scares me a little bit. 20 mil for a center scares me.
Insane. And it makes me think like Mitch Robinson is looking at his phone like, I'm going to get me that. And you're like, fuck. That's scary.
There's no way though. Because Allen is insane, like so much younger than you think. I think he's still only 23. No injury history. And I think he's starting to shoot the ball a little more too. So just a versatile guy.
He's going to be interesting. And he also, like, maybe your hope is like that dude turns into a Gobert type. I mean, he is a really rim protector. He's the same age as Mitchell.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
but he's had a lot more experience as a starting center. A lot more. Not even. There's no. It's 100% correct. Look at his games played per fucking year. Look at his minutes per game if you're on basketball.
No, he's got a body that doesn't make me as worried for sure. But
yeah,
I think they're both.
He doesn't foul. Up until this year, Mitch couldn't stay on the fucking. He fouled out every fucking game that he played more.
Mitch, you see his body though. He put some muscle on. I'm happy for the kid. No, look, I think the Cavs are in a very strange situation here. So we'll see what happens with Sexton.
But Allen is young enough. Yeah, you're right, though. They are in a strange situation. I think they absolutely lucked out that Mobley fell to them so they didn't have to take another guard because their team makes a lot more sense this way. Oh, my God.
Speaking of, did you see Jalen Suggs in Summer League?
I haven't seen any Summer League. I just got off the fucking plane from Greece, bro.
Can I say one thing?
Please do.
This kid's step back is fucking hilarious. Like, he is going to break some ankles to the point that, like, he's doing shit that, like, he's going to have some 5 for 24 type of nights. He's also going to have nights where you're like, I've never seen a kid do. Like,
I love Suggs, dude.
He's got that hardened step back. He's got a step back that's breaking ankles. And, yeah, dude, he is going to be fucking nasty. Congrats to the Houston Rocket fans. That guy is a killer.
Wait, you say Green or Suggs?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Green. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. That makes more sense.
Did you watch him, man?
No, my friend. They don't have summer league in fucking Athens.
This kid is nasty.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch some summer league games though for sure. The final thing we should talk about is there's a lot of re-signing going on. Big deals. Chris Paul resigns for
huge money.
$30 million when he's 40 years old. Durant,
it's gonna be hilarious.
Durant resigns. Curry, huge, 4-year, $215 million.
What are you gonna do? Curry and Durant are kind of no-brainers. And the Paul one is too much money. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he had the Suns by the balls, and they're making a little bit of that money back with That's another thing. If you're a campaign, you're like, oh, $30 million for 40-year-old Chris Paul. I can't get $10 million a year. You fucking piece of shit. Like, listen, I like Reggie, but he shouldn't be making $11 million more in the same year contract and campaign. But anyway, Yeah, dude, a lot of good stuff going on. The Celtics don't seem to be doing anything, which makes me happy. The Sixers had Andre Drummond, which doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it makes
on
no
a minimum
sense.
deal.
It makes no sense. Andre Drummond, he's looking at that Jared Allen contract like fuck the world.
Yeah,
and also
he made his money though. Drummond's he's made a lot of money in this league.
Yeah, but he was expecting big money last year. Let's be real. And then as for that, I mean, he went to the Lakers to be like, I'll get a ring and I'll inflate my value. But yeah, the Sixers are in a terrible place right now because Simmons' value has dropped. I mean, it went from talking about Simmons for Dame packages to Simmons for McCollum packages.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing. McCollum makes them better because at least then they have a playmaker offensively. Tobias Harris is a third offensive option, and right now he's playing as the second.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. It doesn't really seem like he can go back. He can go back there, but who fucking knows?
We've seen weirder. I mean, who knows? But Simmons, it's tough because he is a great defensive player, and he is still just that jump shooting and the free throws. He needs to do something about it. And I know we're going to see more Instagram videos of him pulling up for threes, but until it starts happening in the game, no one gives a fuck. I can hit 5 threes on my fucking iPhone.
I try, brother. Sorry, this jet lag is hitting me like a fucking ton of bricks, dude.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's getting up there. Let's
9.
We'll put a pin in this. There's more to talk about. But
I'm trying to think what time it is in Greece right now. I think it's 3 a.m. My day started at 8 a.m. and now it's 3 a.m. their time. But anyway, the other thing I liked real quick. This is just a random one. The Warriors also got Bielitsa on a minimum, which I think is a fucking great pickup.
Yeah, and for what the type of way they play.
Yeah, perfect. Anyway, thank you folks for listening. Sorry about the impromptu week off.
Quick shout out JaVale McGee and his mom Pamela, the first mother-son duo to both win a gold medal.
That's pretty cool. Fucking sick.
Pretty fucking cool.
That fucking rules. Yeah, his mom and his aunt were fucking awesome.
His mom was a hooper, for sure.
Both went to USC. Both part of that fucking awesome
great
team. Great doc, and both part of that awesome team with Cheryl Miller.
The baddest.
Yeah, folks, thank you so much for listening to our episode here tonight. We're recording this Monday. Like we said, as soon as I got off the plane, and hopefully this will be up Tuesday. I think HDH is flying, but
you sound like you're fading,
dude. I'm fading fast.
If you all are in the Kansas City, Missouri area, I'll be there Thursday through Saturday. Then I'm in Portland, Oregon the following weekend, and then
we're in Portland the same. I'm there Tuesday, Wednesday. You're there Thursday, Friday. We're gonna miss each other. We're
gonna miss each other.
Hilarious.
It's so dumb. But Pod Don't Lie. That's a big Portland week. You better show out twice. That's a big
Pod Don't Lie fans. You got 2 fucking shows to attend. I'm gonna be there. And by the way, my shows have been selling out. I sold out Wednesday, and we added a second show Tuesday.
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
come out to that.
Same here, dog. Late show Thursday we added too.
I love it.
We're both your boys are both selling out. You know that we're gonna end up with that. We're gonna get a Nike code or Adidas code from someone.
Yeah,
and we're going to those stores.
What time do you get in Thursday?
I think like 3 or 4.
Fuck. If you had gotten in like early, we could have. Anyway, we should have planned it out better. But I'm in Seattle that weekend, so big weekend if you're a Pacific Northwest a Pod Don't Lie fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there the 20th and the 21st. And then the week after, I'm in Utah, Salt Lake City.
The best.
Listen.
As good as it gets.
I'm excited. Man. Tickets are not moving that fast.
Well, so fucking dude, they're going to come out for you.
If you're a PDL fan, come out to Salt Lake City, and then got a lot of fun dates. Denver, a lot of fun stuff.
Top 5 club in the country.
That's huge. Guys. I'm very excited. Dude, excited.
Keith is the best, and I'll be in Royal Oak, Michigan that week. Boston coming up, Philly. All Samuel.com/shows.
Yes, go to stabby.biz/tour.
See your boys on the road. Give us a 5-star review.
Suck our little pricks. Do whatever you got to do to show your fucking to show your fandom. But yeah, I'm about to fucking pass out here, folks. Thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you on this week's Patreon episode. Bye bye.